Hello everyone! Welcome once again to Constanza Streaming, and today we are celebrating because we have just reached 100,000 subscribers. Thank you all for joining us on this scientific journey, and as always, we celebrate this milestone with a brand new segment, Marine Expeditions. Okay, excuse us, we need to interrupt. We have just received live footage from the deep ocean. Wada, we are turning it over to you. Thank you, Connie. What you are seeing now appears to be an unique crystalline formation. We have provisionally named it Balaena crystallis, and it's not just a mineral. It could be a new species, a crystal-bodied dwarf whale. What you are seeing now belongs to a category never recorded before, the crystallopod. This species, Balaena crystallis, is a crystalline dwarf whale measuring only about 21 centimeters. This finding redefines what we know, life or mineral. The boundary becomes blurred.
Good morning or afternoon to the Evaluation Committee. My name is Constanza Vilte, and together with my teammates Guadalupe, Quispe and Rosario Peñalva, we are going to present our project, which combines our crystallography work with the underwater expeditions carried out by CONICET, the main Argentine institution dedicated to the promotion of science and technology. Please join me on this journey beneath the sea. First, we need to understand what crystallography is. Crystallography is the science that studies crystals, their formation, structure, and the shapes they adopt. A crystal forms when tiny particles, such as atoms or molecules, arrange themselves in an orderly pattern, creating highly precise geometric shapes. This is not only fascinating, but also essential in chemistry, biology, and the development of new materials. Now, I will explain the substance we work with, copper sulfate. In its chemical formula, we can identify 1 atom of copper, 1 of sulfur, and 4 of oxygen. In this slide, you can also see its solubility curve, its molecular structure, and some of its many uses. Moving on to the materials, the ones we highlight are copper sulfate, our solute, of which we use 35 grams, and water, the solvent, of which we use 100 milliliters. We also use other materials, such as a funnel and filter paper, amongst other tools that help us achieve better results. For the procedure, we first dissolve the 35 grams of copper sulfate in 100 milliliters of boiling water. This year, we grew crystals to evaporation. From the solution, we selected the best seed crystal, tied it to a thread, and attached the thread to a rod so it could remain suspended. Then we let it sit. We periodically renewed the solution and let it rest again, observing the growth of the crystal over time. Next, I will present our experience throughout this year, week by week, and while you look at these slides, I will explain you the factors that influence the solubility of the substance. This year, we worked with copper sulfate, that at first had a very fine grain size because it was store-bought. Later, we used reused copper sulfate that we had to manually grind again to prepare a new solution. Agitation was another key factor, because it allowed us to obtain more homogeneous solution. Regarding temperature, we use a temperature of around 20 degrees Celsius, which dissolves 20 grams according to the solubility curve. Since we wanted to dissolve 35 grams, we use a temperature between 85 and 95 degrees Celsius. This is because transferring the water from the kettle to the container cause heat loss. Now, explaining our representation idea, we decided to make a small tribute to CONICET, specifically to their underwater expeditions carried out in Mar del Plata, which were very important for our country. By this idea, and using laboratory materials, our crystal from this year and last year's crystal from the Cirque du Cristal, we placed them inside a fish tank. We hope that you enjoyed it, and that if you didn't know about CONICET before, that you were able to learn something new today. Thank you so much.